This is my capstone project for 20th century art history titled The Weight of Knowledge. Introduction and Research. I felt that the easiest way to capture the essence of art in the 20th century was to create something that was expressive and truthful, but also a learning experience. I wanted to explore a movement that I had never truly understood, and conceptual art seemed like a good place to start. So, why conceptual art would be a challenge for me? Idea matters more than the object, and good ideas are hard to find. You have to communicate abstract thoughts clearly, but still leave mystery. It goes against traditional make it beautiful instincts. It feels risky if you're putting big ideas out there, not just skills. And there are no clear rules or steps. There's total creative freedom, and that can be overwhelming. So I started with inspiration. I've always loved Anselm Kiefer's work. He's someone that fires on all levels for me. He's intelligent, talented, he's got big ideas. He seeks truth in pain and finds honesty within that reverence. So that's where I began. This is a timeline of the hours I spent, basically going through research all the way to preparing this presentation. So I started off with research and sketching and concepts, and then I kind of did some hands-on brainstorming. So these were the notes from the discussions that I had with my friend Heath. He helped me focus on a single concept, education, and the overwhelm. I wanted to create something that reinforced time, evolution, change, burden, and impact. So I like to begin with studies. I call them etudes. I like to think visually, so I made some quick prototypes to see what was resonating with me. Then I began creating cubes of various sizes. They were a simple form that would easily represent desks, passages of time, lineage, structure, educational blocks, etc. In composition and arrangement, I could create a visual narrative within simplicity of the form, and that would be able to place importance on the idea. So once I made the forms, I began trimming and refining for a more polished appearance. So I made the cubes, refined the cubes, thought that flat panels would be included to represent students. I bisque fired the forms, unloaded and evaluated the pieces, decided not to use the flat panels, and then I began arranging. A side note is that while I was working in the ceramics room, the students would keep coming over to see what I was doing and ask what I was going to be working on. And eventually they all kind of knew what I was doing. So when the kiln was done, they came out and asked if they could help me arrange and play with the different configurations. They also served as a critical eye and a sounding board, and I am always grateful for them because they have great ideas. This is my artist statement. It says that the weight of knowledge explores the growing burden placed upon educators today. Through a series of repeating ceramic cubes, the sculpture creates a sense of rhythm and movement, a visual echo of the relentless cycles of teaching, adapting, and enduring. The cubes initially descending in an orderly formation speak to the long and steady tradition of education, a craft rooted in patience, care, and structure. Each step downward symbolizes the passage of time and the quiet persistence of teachers who have built the foundations for generations. As the sculpture rises, the repetition fractures. The cubes, once methodically placed, become stacked, crowded, and jumbled, forming a chaotic tower. This disarray at the sculpture's peak speaks to the modern educator's reality. The mounting pressures, shifting expectations, bureaucratic obstacles, ever-changing demands, and emotional toll that have compounded over time. The space between the cubes, the gaps, represent the growing fractures within the system. The missing resources, unspoken struggles, the widening void between what teachers are asked to do and what they're supported to achieve. Movement through these spaces invites the viewer to witness not only what is there, but what has been lost. In a world that is increasingly demanding and demanding more while offering less, the weight of knowledge stands as a quiet monument to those who bear the weight and a call to recognize the cracks before the structure falls. The following are the pictures. I created multiple views to kind of show the different areas that I was really trying to emphasize, from the trail of lineage to the cast shadows to the cracks. In my reflection, I talk about what I learned, and there's my works cited. Thank you so much.